Ari Fletcher's dirty little secret was recently revealed by Moneybagg Yo, and it is dirtier than we could have ever thought. He claims that Ari tried to baby trap him in addition to loving him, and that all came to light when he revealed that she was broke behind the scenes. Now, Moneybagg Yo says he was paying for the entire lifestyle while Ari was flaunting his private jets and Birkins on the gram, and when he attempted to leave, the baby game reportedly began. However, you all want the receipts, don't you? Fans are claiming that Ari's entire opulent character may have been constructed on borrowed time and someone else's pay, from secret leasing agreements to private outbursts when the money slowed down. Time the coins. However, it gets worse since Moneybagg staff had to quickly take it down due to what Ari reportedly did following the separation. Let us go into this situation, as the internet has been trawling Ari for dirt due to the claims, the money trail, and the baby trap. Alright everyone, it appears that Moneybagg Yo has taken this formal action to defend Ari Fletcher, as he is exposing her in a way that has never been seen before, and he does not appear to be holding anything back. This all began a few weeks after Ari's separation with Money, when she went out with the new man. However, Bagg is now disclosing the specifics of what transpired behind the scenes and why he is not Boo-Boo the idiot, rather than letting it go. Let us go back a little though, because as you are all aware, their separation was not exactly peaceful. Cardi B unintentionally blew the whole thing out of proportion soon before the split by exposing Ari for supposedly skulking about with Offset. And no, Cardi was not trying to expose Ari, rather, she was protecting herself from accusations of infidelity. She ultimately pulled Ari right into the turmoil though, in the process, and it all started with a discussion with blogger Alexis that was exposed. In an attempt to clear her identity, Cardi said, "Why you saying I effed Offset this weekend? Like B, I don't give an F. Will you support? Lying on my P is crazy and he hasn't effed me neither. Y'all truly gotta leave me the F alone." However, this is where things get crazy because Cardi continued, and at that point she remarked, "Time to tell you how he was effing Ari while we was together, but I'm wrong for moving on, huh? Jasper's on the floor, you know, and when I say that this event had everyone in stitches, you know what I mean. People were first out here playing online detective and attempting to determine which Ari Cardi was even referring to. However, blogger Alexis had no intention of allowing that supposition to go amok. She jumped right in and made it very apparent. There was no question that it was Ari Fletcher, but according to Alexis, Cardi did not simply unintentionally reveal Ari, so it was not even the most outrageous aspect. According to reports, she went directly to Moneybagg Yo and told him outright that Ari had been skulking behind his back. Alexis also presented documentation, including an old dubious tweet from Ari that has aged like milk, to support her claims. Ari stated in the February tweet, "Coming to a woman as a woman, or telling on a woman to her man, gotta be top 2 corniest, most miserable bee alive." In response to that tweet, Alexis stated, "I kept it P. I ain't tell the world she was talking about Cardi. I ain't tell the world how she called Bagg trying to tell on Ari because of Offset." However, shortly after all of that chaos, Ari and Bagg formally called it quits. Naturally, everyone immediately cited Cardi B's predicament as the cause. However, Bagg maintained a low profile and did not reveal any specifics regarding their breakup for a time. That silence did not endure forever, but he did not mince words, did not cast any shadow, and did not encourage rumors. Now fast forward to Ari's big 3-0 celebration a few days ago, and without Bagg uttering a word, let us just say that things became rather noisy. Since he was unable to be seen, fans instantly understood what was happening. Is not this the same man who previously declared that he would always adore Ari? However, Ari seemed unconcerned because she had made it apparent that she had moved on. She offered her admirers a gentle introduction to her new relationship, in addition to celebrating her 30th birthday like a queen. A video of Ari wearing her new footwear was shared by her closest friend, getting comfortable with the caption, "Ari knew Boo, give her a personal birthday speech." Therefore, it is obvious that she is already entertaining someone else in addition to being done with Bagg.
Great infused.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Fries? Yeah. Eat fries? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, you want some else?
I'm so kind of. He's the biggest in the world. Very good. He's the only
However, that was the post that reportedly started a fire under Bagg, since he has reportedly been in love and letting it all out behind closed doors ever since the video of Ari and her new guy appeared on blogs. Bagg has been claiming that Ari only moved on so fast because she wanted someone else to continue paying for her lifestyle. According to many people familiar with the matter, he asserts that there is absolutely no love involved in her relationship with this new man. It is about keeping up the lifestyle she became accustomed to when they were together. This is where things become even more complicated though, since Bagg is allegedly informing people that Ari has been lying to the gram for some time. It is not quite the whole truth, he says. All that boss stuff and I acquired my own energy. He claims that the majority of the companies Ari constantly boasts about are not as successful as she portrays them to be. It is said that during their time together, she was financially dependent on him. Bagg claims he was paying for the expensive holidays, fashionable clothes, and birthday diamonds. She reportedly rushed to look at her next sponsor as soon as he left. The shocking thing, though, is that Bagg says Ari tried to baby trap him when they initially started attempting to break up. In a desperate attempt to keep him around and keep the money coming in, she allegedly sought to become pregnant after realizing he was serious about leaving. However, it was not about love or attempting to start a family from his perspective. It has to do with financial stability and control. This is where things become really intriguing. However, I am not sure if Bagg was speaking the truth or only attempting to stir things up, because at one time, Ari was truly expecting Bagg's child. Remember how Bagg almost brought down the internet in 2022 when he shared a picture of a lady who was obviously pregnant? Well, all it took to throw the internet into a frenzy was for him to reveal her pregnant belly rather than her face. He removed the post after just a few minutes of it being online, and that only added to the problem, because he was suspected of hiding something as others began to piece things together and the conjectures began to fly. Because of the hands and body type, many fans were certain that the lady in the picture was Ari. They noted that Ari's skin tone, curves, and even nails were similar. Additionally, Bagg's quick deletion of the post just fueled the flames. Moneybagg never publicly discussed the matter, but Ari finally spoke up, and she astonished everyone when she did. Ari acknowledged that fans had been guessing all along in a YouTube video of her cookery show. The woman in the photo that Bagg shared was her. She disclosed that she lost the baby tragically, in addition to acknowledging that the pregnancy was true. Many were taken aback by the revelation, particularly considering how silent they had both been about it for such a long time.
Yes, that was me in the picture, pregnant. How much I like this? Woo! That was me.
So you had a little bite.
And unfortunately, I had a miscarriage, and that there's, but yeah, I was pregnant, that they haven't been carried.
But it is unclear today if there was another pregnancy, or if the one Bagg claimed in his charges is the same one Ari revealed on her cookery program. In any case, Ari is not the kind to remain silent or to be publicly humiliated by others. Her entire brand has always been based on being honest, unvarnished, and fiercely protective of her reputation. It was the same this time. She responded bluntly and lost no time in launching Bagg at Bagg. Ari made it apparent that, in her opinion, Bagg is only now speaking up because he is still upset that she moved on from their separation so quickly. She even went so far as to say that he never got over the fact that she was able to bounce back without looking back, before dropping another bombshell. She claimed that she, not him, was the one who broke up with him. She said that she left because she was unwilling to put up with the disrespect any longer after learning that he had been unfaithful to her once more. Ari is changing the entire story, as Bagg is out here accusing her of exploiting her pregnancy as a means of keeping money in his pocket. From her perspective, she left on her own terms after seeing that there was no longer any trust left in their relationship. She just is not disputing his assertions. She is portraying him as the one who made the mistake and is now finding it difficult to deal with the fallout. However, given Bagg's past infidelity, it is easy to understand Ari's perspective. Do you all recall the occasion when a lady came forward to confess to having an intimate relationship with Bagg? While he and Ari were still together, she was not hesitant to provide the specifics, but she confidently said that Bagg had been having an affair with Ari. According to her, the connection was more than a passing fad or one-time event. She said that they had been teasing Ari behind her back for a minute.
This is so funny. I actually texted Moneybagg Joe while he was dating Ari.
What?
Yes. And his homeboy was like, "Oh, he wants your number." I'm like, "Okay, shit." So I got his numbers, and we're hitting me up the same day, like, "Come through tonight. We're having a little party." And I slide through, and I look drunk, horny. We saw it. No condom.
Since Bagg and Ari's relationship appeared to be stable until that point, at least on the internet, that disclosure undoubtedly caused a stir on social media. After followers quickly made the connection, many of Ari's enigmatic postings from that era began to make a lot more sense. The unexpected distance, the shadow, the treachery, everything was blocked. Even though Bagg never addressed the girl's allegations directly, his silence simply served to heighten the sense of realism. Even Ari could not dispute that things had grown bad between them at that point, since this finally verified all the stories that had been circulating. She then came clean and acknowledged that Bagg had once again seriously wronged her. She really admitted to cheating on the video, and it was clear that she was no longer hiding anything.
Did you break up with Bagg?
I did break up with him. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because he had me up.
Here's the twist, though. Although she acknowledged that Bagg had cheated on her, she maintained that the affair was not the real reason for the breakup. She said that there were more layers to the split and that leaving Bagg was over more than simply adultery.
But I do want to let y'all know that, like, that whole little thing, it wasn't about, like, no cheating or, like, it had nothing to do with nobody else. Like, it was something like solely between me and him. Like, it didn't have nothing to do with.
She thinks it is very rich of him to go back and say that she was attempting to baby trap him when he left her. In actuality, though, he was the one who cheated, and it was precisely this infidelity that led to their split. However, that is not even the most outrageous aspect. Ari said that Bagg practically begged her to have his child before she became pregnant. He constructed a vision of a life together and told her he wanted to raise a family. So why is he now accusing her of snitching him? Ari did not just say that, though. She had receipts with her. Here's where it gets interesting. She provided evidence to support her accusations that Bagg had cheated. She claimed to have video evidence of him acknowledging that she was the one who broke up with him due to his infidelity. She is thus sitting on credible proof and receipts that provide a completely different story while he is out there attempting to dominate the narrative. However, Bagg went so far as to conduct a whole interview about the incident, putting on his best show of regret and saying things like, "I am sorry, I would never want to hurt Ari," and so on. However, he essentially bore the interviewer with his assertion that he secretly knows Ari is the one for him. He expressed his love for her, his remorse for the events that transpired, and his hope that he could go back in time. Additionally, he mentioned how Ari detests it when he makes her appear silly. Fans thought it was strange because Bagg knew Ari did not want to be publicly humiliated because she had made that very clear. Yet he still went ahead and did just that. The content was not only dishonest in and of itself, but also shoddy and irresponsible. He did not stop there, though, as he also disclosed that Ari was not at all happy about the revelation of his affair, which further complicated matters. The fact that she did not hear it from him was the reason. To her, it was the height of disrespect that someone else told her, but in an instant, the drama is out. The mask is taken off, and Bagg is on TV, admitting love. The next, he is revealing schemes to set up baby traps and sabotaging Ari's finances. But let us be honest, someone is lying for a split second. The real question today is whether Ari was indeed attempting to get Bagg a baby, or whether he was simply upset that she left him and leveled up. Both of them came with receipts. In any case, the breakup story is far from finished. The streets are talking and watching, and the shadow is thick. Something tells me that this was only the warm-up. So please share your opinions in the comments section below and watch the next video.